Hey guys, welcome back to CLOWNFISH TV. This is Kneon, and man, these websites, these comic book blogs love that Joker. Actually, they love to hate that Joker, and it's happening just the way we said it was going to happen, that the comic book blogs cannot stop talking about the Joker, cannot stop trying to paint this movie and its fans in a negative light. This has been going on since before the movie came out. Now that the movie is the biggest, most profitable, or at least the most profitable comic book movie of all time, they're going to double down. They're going to keep it going. Probably for clicks, but they're going to keep attacking the Joker movie as we get into home video release, because they know it irritates people. They know it irritates people. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're doing it. That's why they kept beating the drum with The Last Jedi. They know it irritates you, so that's why they're going to keep doing it. Comic Book Resources, which used to be a pretty reputable comic book news site, is now basically been hijacked. Has basically been hijacked by some people who have some very strong political opinions, who seem to interject those political opinions at every chance they're given. Kind of like some failed comic book sites before them, like Comics Alliance, etc. But yeah, they don't like the Joker. So let's talk a little bit about that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so already. We're at about almost 80,000 subs. Thank you for that. We're hoping for 100,000 soon. You guys have been amazing. This year's been very amazing. Did not think we would be as successful as we have been. We just sort of kind of fell backwards into YouTube, you know, and it's been a heck of a trip. So we really appreciate that, guys. Definitely. Comic Book Resources. Okay, Ronaldo Matadine. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Ronaldo is he likes to poke the bear. Let's put it that way. We've actually covered some of his articles before. I think he knows what is going to trigger people, and anytime you throw shade at the Joker, it triggers people. So he's throwing some shade at the Joker, saying that the toxic masculinity created the Joker. Toxic masculinity created the Joker film. It's CBR exclusive. All right. Warning, contains spoilers. Contains spoilers. I think most people who are watching this video have probably seen the movie. So revealed to be someone with repressed memories following an abusive childhood, Arthur Fleck's downward spiral takes him from failed comedian jotting down bad jokes to a murderer, having killed 3 Wall Street bankers working for Wayne Industry and talk show host played by Robert De Niro. However, while much of the film points to his mother, Penny, as the tipping point for Arthur becoming the Joker and committing these foul acts, upon closer inspection, it's really toxic masculinity that creates this version of the Clown Prince of Crime. So you see what they're doing, right? You see what Comic Book Resources is doing? Since you like this movie, they're going to turn it around on you and be like, look, this movie actually supports our opinions, you toxic man babies. They do this all the time. They did it with Alita. There were attempts to take Alita and be like, oh, you liked Alita? Well, let's use Alita against you just to poke the bear. Because I'll tell you what the truth of all of this is. These websites are not doing as well as they used to. People are going to YouTube for news, going to YouTube for opinions. It's very hard to run a blog now. It can be done, but it's getting much harder because people don't want to go out to separate websites. They're going to social media, they're going to YouTube, etc. And, you know, we're seeing digital media outlets fold like crazy. We've seen a lot of blogs get downsized or shut down completely, and you know, places like Comic Book Resources, they're not immune to that. If Comic Book Resources stops being profitable, it's going to get shut down by its parent company, right? So they got to keep poking the bear. I think they actually secretly love it that YouTubers talk about their articles because it drives traffic to the website. That's just my personal opinion. I think they do it intentionally because they want to write articles that YouTubers are going to run with, so you go out to the website and they can justify their existence by bringing in ad revenue. But that's just me. I don't know. Arthur is a meek and introverted person seeking approval in his comedy career. He isn't that good. Working as a clown on the street and at kids' hospitals to earn money to take care of Penny. Arthur's just trying to get by and do right by his mom. Oh, yeah, see, wasn't that nice of him? It doesn't help, though, that his life is filled with encounters with toxic men. Toxic men. It starts with a teen gang who steals work sign and beat him up in an alley, a boss without compassion, clients who treat him like dirt, and colleagues who don't respect him. The common denominator is they're all male, resorting to foul language and violence to assert power over Arthur, who's far from aggressive and often comes off as effeminate. Okay, guys, you know what they're doing. You know what they're doing. They're telling you that it's your fault. People like you are the reason the Joker became the Joker, and that now we're kind of getting into the territory of now the Joker, since he's effeminate, he's probably LGBTQ, and now he's being attacked by toxic men. Anyway, the men that really send him over the edge, however, come midway through the film, with Arthur being assaulted by Wayne employees on a train after they harass a woman. Arthur's pummeled by them for laughing, neurological condition. See, now the toxic men are picking on the effeminate man who can't help but laugh because he's got a mental condition. In a fit of desperation, he pulls a pistol and kills the trio. The act, which is in no way condonable, is retaliation for bullying. Thomas Wayne is another toxic male. Well, that's true. One who comes from a place of privilege. He punches the comedian for inquiring about whether or not he's Arthur's father. Thomas curses him on the way out, reminding him he's beneath the elite. Another case of a man who resorts to his fists instead of conversation. And this is something Arthur constantly rails about, Gotham's lack of civility. Something Phillips makes clear comes from these overly hostile men. Then there's the fact that Arthur was abused by Penny's ex-boyfriend, tied to a radiator, and beaten to the point that he suffered brain damage as a child. You can see how all influenced Joker's creation. By the time he murders a sick Penny in the hospital, Arthur's taking out his frustrations on her and relieving the pressure heaped up on him by all these angry, testosterone-driven men. Men made the Joker. Men made the Joker. And ha-ha, the joke's on you. You toxic man babies, you went to go see this movie thinking you were sticking it to the comic book resources and the Voxes and all the other websites that questioned whether or not this movie should exist. But haha, the joke is on you. Because this movie was actually against men. This movie was anti-male. So we talk about how he kills Murray. And then at this point in the film, Arthur's anger boils over after a lifetime of dealing with toxic masculinity, and he fully embraces his Joker persona. With his life clearly more comedy than tragedy, the comedian lashes out at the men who bullied and bashed their way to success by killing the host on air. Yeah, look, this is designed to trigger the man babies. This is what this is all about. They're angry. These blogs are angry. They tried to destroy this movie. And they couldn't do it. They tried to tie this movie to gun violence. They tried to tell people that this movie was going to cause riots in the street. They tried to guilt people into not seeing this movie because it used a Gary Glitter song, a song that's used at high school sporting events all over the country. They tried to tie it to all kinds of nefarious things to get people, to shame people, to scare people away from seeing this movie. And it didn't work. It didn't work at all. Joker becomes the most profitable comic book movie ever. They tried to trick. You want to talk about bullying? They tried to trick Joaquin Phoenix into saying something that they could use against him to tank this movie. The media were the bullies in this case. They tried to destroy this movie, and I think that they really had... Now, there could have been some sort of studio shenanigans going on, where it could have been a rival studio trying to tank it. But in the blog's case, the comic book resources and the Voxes and the Polygons and all of these blogs, it's the fandom. They wanted to use this movie, I think, to attack the fans that have turned on them over the last couple years, because they've turned once beloved pop culture sites into political pulpits. They've taken pop culture and they've decided to use it to push political beliefs, political narratives, etc. So now the Joker won. The Joker did very, very well, and nothing they did could stop this movie. And it did very, very well. Broke all kinds of records, surprised a lot of people. And that's without China, I might add. That's without Chinese money. This movie did not have to bend the knee to Chinese sensibilities. Now they're going to claim it as one of their own, not because they really believe it. I don't think they really believe it. They just want to piss you off. They just want to piss the fans off even more. That's what this is about. They couldn't beat the Joker, so now they're going to say, oh, the Joker actually supports our opinion. It supports us. Oh my gosh, doesn't that make you angry? Because they couldn't destroy the Joker. Expect more of this. And I said this since the beginning. I said the Joker is going to be the new Alita, but on a whole nother level. And it absolutely is. They're going to take a movie that's perfectly fine, that was an audience pleaser, that will become a cult classic, and they're going to use it as a weapon, not just comic book resources, but other websites for years. They're going to use the Joker for years as a weapon to attack the fandom, because the fandom wasn't shamed or guilted into skipping this movie. And the Joker shows that these blogs, these media outlets do not have the power that they think they have, that they maybe used to have, that they don't sway the fans anymore. I mean, honestly, at this point, if comic book resources or Polygon or even IGN or whatever tells somebody don't go see this because of XYZ political reason, they're probably doing the movie more of a favor, doing the game more of a favor, because fans don't trust them anymore, so they're going to go do the opposite. So I think the best thing that could happen to a movie or a game or an anime series or a comic book at this point is to get on the naughty list of these blogs, because the fandom will usually support things that these bloggers tend to take to task. And we've seen that time and time again with anime series. We saw it with Shield Hero, Goblin Slayer. We're seeing it with Joker. The more they try to tell fans what they should like versus supporting the fandom and what they actually organically like, the more power they lose and the more of a joke they become. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.